Hello, my lovelies. I hope you're doing well and enjoying yourself during the change of season. I hope that you're making time for all things fun in October. We will be moving into Scorpio season, so I thought I'd give you a heads up and share a little bit of information about how you can make this easier depending on what sign you are. This is, of course, my take on the energy and the astrology, and because of that, it may not resonate with everyone. If it doesn't resonate with you, no worries, just pass it on by, and I do hope you find what you're looking for. Scorpio is probably one of the most misunderstood signs of the zodiac. They are teased about being deep and dark and goth and never ever forgetting anything, holding a grudge forever. And while some of that may be true, they're also a very intelligent sign that loves truth and values honesty above all else. To balance your energy during Scorpio season, it may take a little bit of work. We're talking about moving into a state of inner balance and harmony. Not so much what's going on the outside, but what's happening internally. And don't get me wrong, Scorpio likes nice things. They're usually very successful in whatever they set their mind to do, but money, status, possessions don't really motivate them. And quite often Scorpios come off distant or moody because they really don't like small talk. Okay, now that you know a little bit more about Scorpio, how is this energy going to affect you by sign? And I would suggest that you watch your sun, moon, and rising sign. So if we break it down by the elemental signs, let's start with the fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This is an interesting time because it's fire meets water. But it's not necessarily a bad time for fire signs, because when we combine fire and water, we get steam. And steam generally triggers us to move forward, to push forward, to get going, to start creating and start making things happen. So this can be a really magical time for you guys. Aries, just make sure that the water doesn't end up being so strong that you end up becoming emotional and it kind of puts your fire or your drive out. You can do this by staying balanced, and of course you know what you need to do. You need to spend time challenging yourself, having fun, going out and doing unique things that will feed your soul. And if you can keep that up, then you will stay balanced and this will be a very easy time for you. Leo, usually Scorpio season brings about some drama. Make sure you have room in your life for some flare-ups or for some dramatic revelations. And whether it's you opening up to someone and telling them your most guarded secret, or whether other people are coming to you with revelations, you're there for it. And generally, Scorpio season is a time when you thrive because you're all about people, you're all about getting to the bottom of things, and also your creativity will be off the charts during Scorpio season. Just make sure that you are taking care of yourself and finding ways to recharge your battery. Sagittarius, this is all about unusual happenings, unusual events, unusual sightings, unusual invitations. You're always down for a good adventure, Sag, but in Scorpio season, it can feel like you've stepped into the twilight zone just going to the market to get food. While you enjoy this, just make sure that you schedule downtime to reflect on what's going on and look for the deeper meaning, because I think that you're being shown that there's some changes that are going to happen, and you're probably cheering for that because you've been in a holding pattern for quite some time. So I think with Scorpio season, we're going to see some revelations about which way you need to go or which path you need to choose. So overall, fire signs, this is going to be a good time if you can just stay balanced. This energy will help you move forward, will help you see the inner truth, and help you decide which direction you're going in. Now, looking at the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This is your time to shine. You're already comfortable with this emotional water energy. Now, the downside is too much water and you get out of balance. That's why it's so important for you to balance your energy during the season. When the water signs get out of balance, they end up very emotional, usually feeling very stuck and feeling like they can't move forward or get anything done. That's why it's so important for you to take care of yourself during this cycle. So that the emotion doesn't feel like a tidal wave drowning us, we need to make sure that we are balanced. So Cancer, you need to do the things that feed your soul as well. What is it that really makes you feel balanced and empowered? Taking care of your family, spending time with your loved ones, decorating your home, being proud of your home, visiting relatives, visiting friends. All these things will help you balance this energy and not feel so overwhelmed. For Scorpio, this is just another day. This is the energy you live with all the time. So I don't expect any major revelations during your birthday, but there could be, because we're going to see a lot of stuff happening in the news where people are uncovering truths, or truths are coming out, and it's going to be, shadow work basically in progress for a lot of people. And that makes other folks very uncomfortable. Be prepared for maybe your boss to act up, or maybe even your spouse. But just be patient and know that they're just trying to figure out this new energy, and it will pass. Pisces, this is going to be an interesting time for you because it's all about your spiritual journey. And you've put it off, and you've committed, and you've put it off, and you've recommitted, and you put it off, and you said you were going to, but you didn't. Well, now this is the kick in the pants that you need to really start that spiritual journey. So get back to meditation, get back to reading those spiritual books, and studying religion, spirituality, and everything else that intrigues you. This is the prime time to do that, and you will move ahead quickly, and it will definitely keep you balanced. The earth signs are going to have an interesting time too, because they're not really overly attached to their emotions. They're more, I don't want to say clinical when it comes to emotional issues, because they all feel emotions very deeply, but they aren't ruled by their emotions. Let's put it that way. Taurus, we're looking at relationship issues coming up, or changes that you need to make in your relationships. It's easier now for you to talk about your emotions, to talk about your hopes and fears with your partner. We're going to see some changes in that as you open up that communication. You also could be closing the door on some friends, or even possibly a partner, because they're not meeting your needs emotionally, and you're so done with that. You're so done with putting everybody else's needs ahead of your own. You're also more inclined to do shadow work during this time, which would be very good if you can commit to even just a couple of days of doing shadow work. The rewards will be plentiful, and it will help you not just now, but in years to come. Virgo, this is a time when you're going to go into overdrive. You need to really pay attention to your intuition, pay attention to your emotions, pay attention to your heart. You know when something is not working, even though you want it to work, it looks good in paper, this is the right thing to do, but your heart's not in it. So it may be time to change careers, move house, or end that relationship. The best way to know, though, is to spend time alone, meditate, journal, and work through this, and really make an effort to connect with your heart center during this time and get in touch with your emotions. So Capricorn, during this time, you may feel like you're overthinking things, or that things are not really making a whole lot of sense, because you're fired up about the future. You know where you're going, you know what you want to do, you've got these business plans, you've got these new ideas, you're starting to really see this hard work pay off. Things are looking very positive for you. Take advantage of these opportunities. Just don't get bogged down in communication issues, because like I say, things may seem kind of stuck when it comes to people understanding what you're saying, or you understanding them. Listen to your intuition, and I think this is going to be a great time for you to move forward. Okay, let's look at the air signs: Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This is a really interesting time for you guys, because Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius spend a lot of time in their heads, and now we're having this big tsunami of emotions come forward, and it can really feel overpowering at times and maybe force you into some uncomfortable situations. For Gemini, don't be surprised if things come up around work and your health. Getting back in a healthy routine, taking better care of your diet, and also thinking about the stress from work, or lack of work maybe, is really starting to add up. There could be some money issues, and you're really feeling it during this time. And And this is because there's a big flashing light that is saying it's not a time to overwork yourself or over worry. Decide what you want to do, decide how much money you need, let the universe know, and then be open for these new opportunities. You'll probably see when we move into, say, Sagittarius season, a new opportunity present itself, but you need to pave the way now. Libra, this is a time of deep communication for you. You're ready to talk real feelings. You're ready to open your heart on a different level. To stay balanced during this energy and not be overwhelmed by all this deep emotional energy, you too need to commit to a yoga practice, meditation, work with your crystals, do the things that you love that help you stay grounded and restored. And this is a big lesson about self-care too for you, Libra, because you've been pushing really hard for what, 10 years? It seems like it. Scorpio season is about listening to your body as well. And you're tired, you're overwhelmed, you're fatigued, you're exhausted. So pay attention to that, take some downtime and rest. And you'll see almost miraculously that you have more energy. Wow, who knew that getting back in balance could be so good for you? But overall, I think this is going to be a good time for you romantically as well too. Because like I say, you're ready to open your heart. This is something that hasn't been on the table in 2-3 years. And now you're ready. You're ready to take your relationships to another level. This looks good, Libra. Just make sure you have time to rest. So, Aquarius, this energy could leave you reeling or feeling really out of control because you're looking at things on paper, what you need to do, you're checking out the box, you're trying to get things moving in that direction, but your heart is elsewhere. Your heart is saying do this, your mind is saying do something else. So you're kind of caught in this situation where the assessments aren't really adding up. Reach out to people, reach out to mentors, reach out to elders, reach out to people you know that can help you with these situations. Ask for advice. You don't have to take the advice, but listen. The counsel will be valuable to you now and later. This is a time when you need to be really honest about what you need to do moving forward. And even though something may sound really good on paper, it may not be the right move. You may have to like jump out there and follow your heart. I think that there's a new opportunity coming about the time of your birthday as well, where you're going to see some major changes happen really quickly. So it's imperative that you decide what you want. What are you ready to give up? What needs to change? Get real with it during Scorpio season, and this will make things so much easier because some of the opportunities they're going to be presented to you are wonderful, but they're really not moving you in the direction you want to go. So that's why you need to know what you really want so you can know what's for you and what's okay to pass on. Overall, this is going to be a very interesting time. It's a great time for shadow work. It's a great time for getting in touch with our feelings, taking care of our inner child, and working on emotional issues. People don't like to do any of those things, but guess what? This is what we need. We need to do deep healing. We need to work on healing our past. We need to work on healing trauma. We need to send love and light to our inner children. We need to do the shadow work, and it's something that we should all commit to. And even if you can only do just a little bit of shadow work this month or next month, that's fine. That's fine. Anything we do will improve our situation and help us heal. We'll transform our lives. So it's really important that we be open and listen to the emotions that come up during this time. If you haven't already, please subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. Reiki blessings.